But if you want to look at more properties, what's the maximum you want me to look at? Like, what's your budget? How high do you want me to
Probably
go?
like 400,000.
That's dollars,
Or no,
right?
I'm sorry, 4 million. Sorry, 4 million.
4 million.
Wait, right?
Grab your wallet, Wayne. Holly's going shopping again. Only this time, rather than looking for a prostitute-inspired wardrobe, she's looking for something a little more exclusive. Holly wants a home in a gated community. And not just any home, she's got a laundry list of requirements. A walk-in closet, a swimming pool, and a space for her to go jogging at night. You know, all the basics.
You act like I'm like the Queen of England that has all these high demands. Like air conditioning is like a human, like it's a human natural thing to want.
Not in South Africa.
There's only one problem with Holly's dream house plans. What's that, you may ask? Well, Wayne's bank balance. He's not exactly flush with cash right now. Now, instead of being honest and telling her the truth, Wayne decides to humour her and go house shopping anyway. But he doesn't want to be there. He's grunting and groaning, and his face looks like he's just chewed a wasp. It's as if he's trying to communicate with her telepathically. And what he's trying to say is, Holly, we barely have enough money for a carton of milk, let alone a fancy new home. So why is that? Where's all his money gone? He'd previously run a successful business. Sure, he's lost a few contracts, but does he have no money saved away? Ah, well, he did, but that was before he decided to pump his life savings into cryptocurrency.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I've pumped like about 40k into this.
To what?
Into crypto.
Ah yes, the good old get-rich-quick scheme. Now, before we dive into all of this craziness, let's rewind back to the start of this episode. So, when we last saw Holly and Wayne, Holly was asking Wayne to be a bit more transparent with his money. She was desperate to move to a gated community. The problem was, Wayne wasn't playing ball. In fact, he was trying to convince her that a gated community was just as dangerous as their current home. You know, the home that's had 3 break-ins in a matter of months, in which one of his dogs was murdered. Now, the reality is, there are serious issues with crime in South Africa. He might be right. A gated community might not help them. But I can't help but wonder whether Wayne would be more open to Holly's idea if he had a few more zeros at the end of his bank balance.
I don't think that I'll ever really feel like South Africa is my home as long as I live in the house that we do now.
So when we join them in this episode, they're on their way to view a house that they're not able to afford. But Holly doesn't know that. Mentally, she's there visualising throw cushions. She's memorising their new zip code. She's already planning the housewarming party. So, by appeasing Holly, Wayne has just opened a Pandora's box.
This looking at houses feel like a complete waste of my time because Holly doesn't know this, but I personally know we can't afford it.
Now, the home that they go to see is valued at 2.2 million South African rand, which is about $200,000. Not exactly the kind of money Wayne might find down the side of a couch. Holly is visibly excited by the fact that the house comes with a pool and that there's been no break-ins or murders. Win-win. But Holly's hoping Wayne might be able to splurge out even more.
Okay, like, what's your budget? How high do you want me to
Probably
go?
like 400,000.
That's dollars,
Or no,
right?
I'm sorry, 4 million. Sorry, 4 million.
4 million.
Wait, right?
Holly really isn't picking up on Wayne's cues, is she? Even the realtor can't help but laugh. Wayne's not exactly Mr. Monopoly, full of cash and houses, but he is playing a game which he finally, backhandedly admits to. When Holly finally asks him what his house budget might be, he explains that in fact, it's a great big 0.
How much money do you have saved?
I don't have any money saved because I wasn't planning to buy a house yet.
Now, Wayne keeps bringing up the issues with his work, the fact that he's lost a few big contracts. But it's all so vague. The truth is, underneath his grumpy demeanour, he's weary about what his new financial position might mean for their relationship. He'd promised Holly that he'd look after her financially. So now that he's broke, does that mean Holly will leave him?
I'm thinking will she be there emotionally for me, or will she take the road?
Holly is starting to feel like the life she imagined in South Africa was nothing more than a mirage. Her fairy tale is well and truly starting to fall apart, and she realises something isn't adding up. She's starting to question whether or not Wayne is actually being honest with her. What's he hiding?
It's really frustrating when Wayne keeps everything inside, because I've made it like 100% clear to Wayne that like communication is the number one thing that's important to be in a relationship with a partner.
All Holly wants to do is help. She even makes a heartfelt plea to Wayne. She tells him that she's going to be there for him, whatever happens, come hell or high water. What she's saying here is, we're on the same team, but Wayne is just so damn stoic. And it's unclear whether or not Holly's message is actually getting through to him.
I'm sensitive to the way you feel, so when you're upset, I'm upset. And when you have a bad day, I have a bad day.
You've got to hand it to Holly. She's really emotionally available. She's really supportive. She's trying her best to reassure Wayne that she's there for him. It's not about the money. She wants to support him. She wants to work through this together. I mean, what more can she do? Let's not forget, she's given up her whole life back in America. She desperately wants to make this work. But the man she loves is acting pretty shady right now.
And it's okay because I love you. I'll spend 1,000 bad days with you. I just need you to like let me in and not hide stuff from me.
Notice how Wayne doesn't return any of her sentiments. Instead, he compares Holly to his ex-wife. What is it with him? It's like he's constantly saying something stupid. He's constantly putting his foot in his mouth. He can't seem to take a day off. Yesterday he likened her to a prostitute. Today he's comparing her to his ex-wife. Nice job, Wayne. What next? Now, in a desperate bid to try and explain himself, he tries to explain to Holly the dynamics and the toll that including his wife in his business and financial affairs had on his marriage.
It's happened to me before, and I'm not comparing you to my ex-wife. I mean, we were in the business together and we used to fight permanently. Your whole relationship becomes involved in business.
But that's not good enough for Holly. She's not backing down. She's not prepared to let this lie. She wants to know why he's suddenly acting so coy and shy about his finances, when only a few months ago, last time she was in South Africa, he was promising her a nice, comfortable, carefree life by his side. What's changed? And as Wayne's big secret starts to unravel, things go from bad to worse for Holly.
I know you have trust issues, but you have got to let all that go.
Well, let me say something. Like, I think I've done like something pretty clever, pretty stupid, right?
What does that mean?
Now, I'm not an expert, but even I know that the words clever and stupid aren't interchangeable. You can't use them synonymously, especially when money's involved. Holly looks terrified, and she braces herself to find out more about what exactly Wayne's pretty clever, pretty stupid plan is. Where has our $40,000 honeymoon fund disappeared to? She asks.
That's why we can't have a honeymoon. Is that why?
Yeah. Just before Holly came down, I made an investment in the cryptocurrency, which was a large sum of money that I put in.
Understandably, Holly isn't happy. But instead of grovelling, instead of offering some kind of reason or rationale for why he took such a crazy bet, Wayne instead sits there sulking and getting defensive. Now look, I get that it's his money. Sure, he can do with it what he wants. But she did just give up everything to come to the other side of the world to be with him. So the big question now is, has Wayne jeopardised everything?
I feel really hurt. I put everything on the line, and like, he's left me in the dark. I feel so betrayed. How do I get out of here, please?
Now, regardless of whether or not Wayne's big bet pays off, it doesn't say much about his character. This is a man who's just proved he's willing to act recklessly. He's willing to take huge risks without really considering the impact that could have on the woman he says he loves. And that should be giving Holly plenty of food for thought. I hope she can pick up on those cues.